Hi, welcome back to the channel on the college process. Once again, I'm Ed with Principia Prep, and today we're going to be going over the 4 things you should be doing before you send in your college admissions deposit. But before we start, if you are new to the channel and are looking for additional college content, please hit the subscription button down below. It will notify you when new videos do come out. As well as if you have any comments or questions at all throughout today's video, please leave your comments down below. I do answer all your comments and questions you guys leave down below in the comment section. As well as, once again, we are running the James Russo Memorial Scholarship this year for senior class 21-22. To be eligible for the scholarship or to know how it works, very simple, in the description down below, we have the link to the video to explain how it all works. As well as also in the description down below, we also have the organization's Venmo as well as our buy us a coffee if you want to help support the channel, allowing us to keep making these college videos for you guys out there. And all of that being said, let's jump right into today's video, the 4 things you should be doing before you send in your college admissions deposit. Now obviously with May 1st coming around the corner very soon now, many students are starting to send in their deposits or thinking about where they want to send the deposits in to basically lock in their spot at that college. But before you send your deposit in, let's talk about the 4 different things you want to do, kind of a checklist of the 4 things you want to have out of the way before you guys send in that college admissions deposit. Now of these 4 things, right off the bat, the first thing you want to do is you want to make sure to have your financial house in order. And what I mean by having your financial house in order is, let's make sure, first, let's contact the admissions office and make sure with them that our scholarship is in place. We know the terms of the scholarship, what GPA we need to get every semester to keep that scholarship, how many college credits we need to take, so on and so forth. And we make sure that the scholarship is locked in, we're done, we're good to go for the 4 years. Then the next place you want to go to get your house in order, financially speaking, is the financial aid office. And you want to ask them, do we have everything else in place here to make sure that our grants, our loan, our federal loan that we're getting from the FAFSA, as well as our work program are all in place. Now, some of you may still be in a process called verification, or it may be on hold because we're waiting for you guys to send a tax return or a verification document as far as dependency verification form or asset verification form and so on and so forth. So we want to make sure to get all these forms out of the way so we're clear all our financial aid. Now obviously right off the bat, if you guys are looking to take the federal direct loans, the $5,500 offered to your student by you guys filling out the FAFSA form, then automatically you have to do 3 different things here. Right off the bat, just filling out the FAFSA form makes your student eligible for the federal $5,500 federal direct loan. But it doesn't mean they automatically give it to you. You must, number 1 of the 3 things is accept the award letter, accept the loans on your award letter, either online or through the paper award letter they sent to you. Then number 2, you must do the master promissory note. And number 3, you must do the entrance counseling paperwork. The last 2 here, the master promissory note and the entrance counseling, both of those things can be done on this website right here, studentloans.gov. You must log in as a student using the student's FAFSA login, and once you log in, you do the entrance interview paperwork as well as the master promissory note paperwork. If you need more help, I do have videos like this one right here in the description down below, which explains to you how to fill out the form with the entrance counseling paperwork or the master promissory note paperwork. Now obviously, in addition to these federal loans, you also have a couple other things you want to get in place too. If you're looking to do the federal work study, which is obviously a job on campus provided to you by also filling out the FAFSA, you want to make sure that you get the paperwork necessary for this, as well as obviously finding a job on campus, or in some cases they will want your student obviously to do a W-4 to essentially get all their tax information in place so they can then take the job on and so on and so forth for tax purposes. And of course that doesn't limit the amount of things we need to do on the financial side either. One other thing you want to do is double check your credit score. This is very important, especially if you guys are looking to take out more loans if you need to cover the rest of the balance. Now, typically for most student loans out there, the lowest credit score they'll accept is typically around a 620. So if you're below a 620, you need to get the credit score up. Now, the reality is anyone can go on now to, let's say, Google basically and just type in check credit score for free, and there are websites out there that will allow you to check your credit score for free. So that's what you want to do, is go out there, make sure we're above the 620, because that's the threshold right there to be able to get any loans, by the way, from the student loan lender. And with that being said, obviously with the student loan lenders, 620 score, if you're below that, you have a few months to kind of get your credit score up. And if you're above that, you want to take these next couple of months to get your credit score up as well, because the higher your credit score, the lower your interest rate is going to be. Now the way it works is this. You have typically until August 1st, in some cases August 15th, to get the bill fixed, situated, figured out, let's call it. Now the way it works is this. You can either do a payment plan, a loan, or pay for that fall semester. Since we have a few months here to kind of get in line before you have to get that loan in place, and by the way, all loans are very simple for student loans. Typically they take anywhere from like 15 minutes to a day to get established. So if you want to take these next couple of months to work on all your credit stuff and then take out the loan in July or August, you guys are perfectly fine. And also the earliest you ever take out any student loans, by the way, is typically around June 15th or so, because that's when you guys actually get the bill. So until you get the bill, there's no way to take out the loan, because essentially you have no idea what you're taking out the loan 4. Now that's the financial aspect of getting everything in your house in order, let's call it. Let's talk about step number 2, which is making sure you're all set with admissions. Now we talked about the scholarship stuff, but you also want to check with the admissions about your program. Are we situated with the right college within the university I'm looking to go to, i.e. your major? So if you want to go to college studying business or engineering or architecture, whatever it may be, you want to make sure that the admissions office has you accepted for the right major. That's a key component right here. If you're going undecided, another thing to factor in too here is if you kind of have an idea or a mindset of what direction you want to go in later on, you also want to check with the admissions office. If I go undecided and elect to go into nursing or occupational therapy or computer science or any of these fields here I might be interested in, is that possible? Are we okay if we go in there undecided to then later on transfer a semester or 2 into that major? You want to have that mindset. You've talked to admissions, they've said to you, you're already in your program, or you can go into your program, not a problem. You want to make sure this is taken care of. You also want to make sure, check with the admissions office in case you've had any academic issues on your transcript via high school. So, if you've gotten senioritis, unfortunately, and your grades have dropped, you want to check with the admissions office. If you have a grade drop, this is going to be okay. And obviously, if you have a grade drop, I would suggest getting off the senioritis train as soon as possible, since you have a couple months left to kind of fix the 3rd or 4th quarter here. Make sure you get your grades back up to the level they were at, or at least improve at the tail end here so they don't take away your admissions. The reality is, if you guys lose your minds, essentially, and drop off a cliff as far as academically speaking, the admissions office can take away your admissions, and I have seen acceptances taken away in May, June, even July, because the students' academics dropped so far from what they were accepted at. And I'm also sticking with the admissions theme, let's call it. The 3rd thing you want to get accomplished or basically figured out on the checklist here is how many college credits or how many college hours do you need within your program to graduate? Now, what will happen is every college, every major has a certain amount of college credits or a certain amount of hours in the classroom, let's call it basically, hour requirements essentially that you have to achieve as a student to be able to graduate with that degree. So right off the bat, something you want to do is check with the admissions office and ask them, how many credit hours do I need? How many credits do I need for my major, etc., etc. Now, if they don't have the information for what you're looking to do, very simple. Ask to speak to your academic advisor. You'll all have an academic advisor in college, by the way. They're essentially like your guidance counselor in college, kind of helping you through the path of taking the right courses, knowing what credits you need, knowing what GPA you need, so on and so forth, to get your major in hand so you can graduate. You have the degree that you wanted within that major. And also on the 3rd checklist here, we also want to check with admissions and ask them, based on the AP courses I've taken, the IB courses I've taken, the dual credit courses I've taken, all these college credit courses I've taken essentially, how many of these college credits will count, basically come with me when I start freshman year, as well as also senior year here, when I'm finishing off, how are you going to address or count my AP classes or my IB classes or my dual credit courses? How many college credits will count later on? So then I know as a student going off to that college, am I starting off with 6 college credits, maybe 12, maybe I have a whole semester done, maybe I have a whole year done credit-wise. I want to know this before I want to send any deposits in. And the 4th thing to consider basically on the checklist here is take one more minute here, one more moment, sit down with your friends, sit down with your parents, sit down as a family essentially, and think about the college choice you're making from 3 different perspectives. Because I tell students and families all the time, the college has to have 3 different fits for your student. Number 1, social fit. You have to sit down and think to yourself, do I feel comfortable on this campus? Do I feel comfortable being this far away from home? Or do I feel comfortable commuting? So on and so forth. Have the discussion before the deposit goes in. 2nd fit has to be an academic fit. Do I feel like I'll thrive here academically at the school? And if it is a little bit more difficult than what I'm used to, do I believe I can do the coursework here? Sit down, have these conversations. And of course, the 3rd thing is the financial component. Yes, colleges nowadays are ridiculously expensive. It's just unfortunately the landscape that we find ourselves in when it comes to college. That being said, let's make sure financially we feel comfortable going down this path. So those are the 3 fits. You want to make sure the last thing to do here on the 4 checklist here before you send out your deposit is sit down and make sure, yes, this is the right school for us from a social, academic, and financial point of view. And all that being said, if you guys have any comments or any questions, please leave them down below in the comment section. I do answer all your questions you guys leave below in the comment section. As well, if you do enjoy today's video, please leave us a like. It does help the channel. As well as, once again, we're running the James Russo Memorial Scholarship if you want more information about that, or if you're looking to apply for it or how it works, very simple. In the description down below is the video to watch the James Russo Memorial Scholarship to give you more information about how it works, as well as also down below in the description is the organization's Venmo, as well as our buy us a coffee if you want to help support the channel, allowing us to keep making these videos for you guys out there. And all that being said, on the screen is my contact information. If you want to reach out, I do meet with families one-on-one to help them out through the admissions and college process and financial aid. So on the screen is my cell phone number as well as my email. You can either send me a text message or call. Text message is actually the fastest way to reach me. I answer my text messages all day long. And all that being said, thank you for watching today's video. Once again, my name is Ed from Principia Prep.